Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to show you two ways to clean your engine bay. So let's say you started off with cleaning the engine bay without water because you're trying to be safe and you're afraid you could break something. That's a safe way and still efficient, just not as efficient as using water and a pressure washer to clean it. If you want a very professional, shiny, clean look, then you'll probably need to use water. So I'm going to show you the two ways to do that correctly without jeopardizing anything and without breaking any sensors or any parts that could affect a vehicle and its performance. Now, the reason this is important is because engine bay cleaning is one of those jobs that people are either too scared to do at all, or they do it the wrong way because they watch somebody online spray everything aggressively, soak every connector, blast directly into electrical components, and then act surprised when the car starts misfiring, idling rough, or refusing to start. And once that happens, what should have been a simple cosmetic cleaning job suddenly turns into a diagnostic headache you did not need. So before I show you the two right ways, let me make one thing very clear. Water itself is not automatically the enemy. Modern engine bays are not made out of sugar. They are designed to survive rain, moisture, humidity, road spray, and heat cycles. The real problem is not just using water. The problem is using too much pressure in the wrong place, spraying too closely, soaking sensitive areas carelessly, or using the wrong chemicals and never rinsing or drying things properly. Now, before doing either method, there are a few things I always want you to check first. Number one, make sure the engine is cool or at least only slightly warm. A lot of people ask if the engine should be cold before cleaning the engine bay, and yes, that is the safer way to do it. Do not start cleaning a hot engine bay straight after driving because sudden temperature change, chemical evaporation, and water hitting hot parts is just unnecessary risk. Let the vehicle sit and cool down. Number two, remove any loose debris first. If you have dry leaves, sand, or dust packed around the cowl area, near the hood hinges, or around plastic covers, do not just soak it immediately. Blow it out or brush it off first. Number three, inspect the engine bay quickly for anything already loose, cracked, or damaged. If a connector is half broken already, if a coil pack seal is bad, if the fuse box lid is loose, if an intake tube is split, cleaning did not create that weakness, but cleaning can expose it. And this is also where you should think about what parts to cover when cleaning the engine bay. If your alternator is sitting in an exposed position, if you have an aftermarket intake, an open filter, a questionable fuse box cover, or wiring that already looks brittle, those are the kinds of areas where a little extra caution goes a long way. So let's start with method one, and this is how to clean the engine bay without water. This method is ideal for you if your engine bay is dusty, slightly greasy, or just dull looking, but not completely soaked in years of oil leaks and baked-on grime. It is also the best starting point if you are new to this and want to clean safely without feeling like you are gambling with expensive electronics. What I like to do first is take a dry brush or detailing brush and loosen the dirt from all the plastic covers, the edges around the battery, the radiator support, the fuse box cover, and the visible painted surfaces around the engine bay. You do not need to attack it aggressively. The goal here is to lift the dust and dry grime so you are not just smearing it around later. If you have compressed air or a blower, this is the perfect time to use it. Blow out the corners, the tight gaps, and the areas where dust loves to collect. After that, I use a clean microfiber towel and a safe engine bay cleaner or an all-purpose cleaner diluted properly. This part is important. Do not drench the engine bay in chemical just because you are not using water. Instead, spray the product onto your towel or onto your brush when working around sensitive areas. That gives you much better control. Wipe the plastic covers first, then the metal brackets, then the painted surfaces. If a section is dirtier, use the brush to agitate lightly and then wipe it again with the towel. When you get to grease spots, especially around the oil cap area, valve cover edges, hood latch section, or around old residue near hoses, do not panic if it does not come off in one wipe. Spray a little cleaner onto the towel or brush, work the spot gently, and wipe it off in layers. A lot of people ruin their finish or leave ugly residue because they try to force all the grime off in one pass. Now, if you are cleaning without water, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is leaving chemical residue behind. Because you are not rinsing, you need to keep flipping to a clean section of the towel and wiping the area dry. You are not just cleaning, you are also removing the cleaner as you go. That is what leaves a clean finish instead of a sticky one that attracts more dust later. For tighter areas, like around hoses, wire looms, the battery tray, or the back corners near the firewall, a soft detailing brush helps a lot. Agitate lightly, then wipe. And if you have stubborn dirt trapped in corners, compressed air again can help push it out after you loosen it. Once the surfaces are clean, you can take it one step further and apply a waterless engine bay dressing or plastic protectant to the plastic covers and rubber hoses. But use it lightly. Do not drown everything. You want a natural, clean shine, not a wet-looking mess. But now let's get into the second method. This is how to clean your engine bay with water and a pressure washer without breaking sensors. The first thing I want you to understand is that the pressure washer is not the main cleaning tool. It is the rinsing tool. That one mindset alone will save you from making the biggest mistake. You are not using the pressure washer to cut through dirt by force. You are using cleaners, brushes, and safe technique to loosen the dirt, and then using controlled water flow to rinse it away. Before spraying anything, cover the parts that you know are more sensitive or more exposed. Depending on the vehicle, that may include the alternator, exposed aftermarket air filters, open intakes, some fuse boxes if the lid fitment looks questionable, and any wiring or connectors that already look cracked or compromised. You do not need to wrap the whole engine bay like it is going underwater. That is overkill. But if there are obvious areas you do not want direct water hitting, cover them with plastic bags and secure them lightly. Next, apply your engine degreaser or engine-safe cleaner mainly to the dirty areas. Focus on the plastic covers, the underside of the hood if needed, around the strut towers, around the front support, and any greasy buildup spots. Let the cleaner sit for a short time, but do not let it dry out. That is important. If it dries, it can leave residue or staining. While it sits, use brushes to agitate the dirt. This is where the actual cleaning happens. Use a larger brush for broad surfaces and a smaller detailing brush for tight areas. And yes, you can use degreaser on an engine bay, as long as it is safe for that use, and you do not let it dry onto the surfaces. The best degreaser for engine bay cleaning is not the harshest one. It is the one that is safe for plastics, rubber, and painted areas. Now, when it is time to rinse, this is where technique matters more than courage. Keep the pressure washer at a reasonable distance. Do not bring the nozzle close to the connectors, coil packs, fuse box edges, sensors, or labels. Use a wider spray pattern, not a concentrated pinpoint stream. You want the water to fall across surfaces and carry the loosened dirt away, not blast directly into every seam and electrical opening. In other words, if you want to know what not to spray when cleaning an engine bay, the answer is simple. Do not aim directly into electrical connectors, do not force water into seals, do not blast the alternator at close range, and do not treat sensitive areas like they are body panels that can take unlimited pressure. I always like to rinse from top to bottom, moving steadily and never holding the spray in one sensitive area for too long. Think of it like guiding water through the engine bay, not attacking the engine bay. If a section still looks dirty after rinsing, stop, reapply cleaner, agitate again, and rinse lightly. What you should not do is respond by getting closer and blasting harder. That is exactly how people force water past seals and into places it should not go. After rinsing, do not just shut the hood and walk away. This part is important. Remove any plastic coverings you used. Then use compressed air, a leaf blower, or a clean microfiber towel to dry the engine bay as much as possible. Blow out standing water around coil packs, connectors, battery terminals, plastic covers, hood edges, and crevices. Wipe down accessible surfaces. The better you dry it, the less chance there is of moisture lingering where it should not. And if you are wondering how long to let the engine dry after an engine bay wash, the answer depends on how much water you used and how well you dried it manually. The more thorough you are with air and towels, the less time you need to wait. Once that is done, start the engine and let it idle. That helps evaporate leftover moisture and also lets you know right away if everything is fine. If the engine starts smoothly and idles normally, that is a good sign. You can let it run for a few minutes with the hood open. Then, if you want that final polished look, apply a light dressing to the plastic and rubber parts just like in the waterless method. Again, light is the key. Clean and subtle looks better than overly glossy. Another thing people get wrong is assuming every engine bay should be cleaned the same way. That is not true. Some engine bays are more sealed than others. Some older vehicles have brittle connectors, loose gaskets, cracked boots, or aftermarket modifications that make them less forgiving. So if you are working on an older car or something that already has electrical issues, that is exactly when the waterless method becomes the smarter choice. If you want low-risk, controlled cleaning and your engine bay is only moderately dirty, clean it without water. But if you want the more professional finish, the deeper clean, and the fresher overall look, then yes, you can absolutely use water and a pressure washer. If this video helped you, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share the video because it really helps the channel.